So actress Nkechi Blessing Sunday says that it's the body shaming of men that make women to undergo BBL procedures. Do I agree with her? Okay, before we get into that, let me tell you the story of how I was body shamed by 2 men and a woman. So the first guy, this was way back in the early days of university. It was the freshman year 1, and you know how it is, right? The freshers and the old jackals that are out and hungry for. So this guy liked me, and he chose the weirdest, wackiest ways to let me know and get my attention. You know, it's funny that there are some people who would do with negative attention instead of no attention at all. You know that nonsense we grew up hearing, that when a boy was mean to us, it means that he likes us. You see, that is crazy, because what we were doing and what had been done to us was some sort of like indoctrination, where we were being conditioned to accept abuse, cruelty, and craziness as expressions of love. Okay, and it's funny because there are men who do not grow out of that foolishness. There are men who are cruel, who are mean. They make dirty jokes. They make, you know, like nasty comments. They give you those negative compliments, stuff like that. Some just have this humiliation ritual that they need to give women in the name of love. Please make it make sense. So this guy needed me to notice him, or I don't know what he wanted me to do with him, with the way he was going about it. But what he did was to decide to make fun of my flat butt. Okay, you see, this thing is like preaching to the choir. Me, I was already aware of my flat butt. Hello. The owner knew. The creator made it, and there was a reason he made it. Okay, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Flat butt and all. There is purpose in the flatness. Do you understand? And if somebody didn't get it, then he needed to forget about it. Anyways, so he had made that crude joke about my butt a number of times. Okay, and one day I decided, you know what, enough is enough. So that day I told him, yeah, flat boy rights, it's American spec. It's not for local road runners. Okay, local people cannot appreciate it, they can't value it, they can't touch it. You know what, that was the absolute last time this guy ever did that whole tomfoolery around my butt. In fact, there was a new respect he just slapped on it. Okay, and he wasn't playing like that no more. And another thing I noticed, that, you know, he wasn't even trying to get fresh with me any longer. He just, you know, maintained a healthy distance, and then it kind of became a bit of an inside joke between us, because he dubbed me American spec. I'm sure if he watches this video, he will remember. So, second guy, that one said, from my ankle up, from the ankle down, throw it away. He could do without it. I want you to see the distinction that is between mean guy body shaming and nice guy body shaming. You see, the nice guy one, it looks like a compliment. Okay, it looks like they are, you know, appraising you. You know, it's like they're complimenting you. It's like they're just helping you notice something you haven't quite seen in a nice way. But it is what it is, really, because at the end of the day, what that did for me was a bit of insecurity about my feet. Now wait though, in all honesty, the feet needed Jesus. See, I have dry feet, and all the moisturizer and all that I would put, after a while it's dried up, it's looking you know, washed out, whited out, and all that stuff. I'm telling you, you know that saying when they say, Hamatan go carry you go. See, if you see me, you see the feet, Hamatan. Hamatan, baby. So I knew that the feet needed help, but at the time, I didn't really put too much attention to it. But as I matured, I realized that this thing just needed a little bit of TLC. Okay, so I gave the feet that, and guess what, my case is different. You get, the feet are born again. Now for the third person, that was a woman, like I said, and it came from quarters that it should never ever have come from. I was just a few days postpartum. This was me, still hazy about what my new body looked like. Look, from the beginning of the pregnancy to throughout the whole 10 months that you carried, your body is changing, you are stretching, you are ballooning and everything, you get. But there's this thing in our head somewhere, and nobody told us this thing, that when you drop your baby, you're not dropping that tummy instantly. It's not a miracle, sister. You stretch for 10 months. See, it's not going out just like that. So the shock of finding out that even when I dropped my baby, I was still pregnant. I was still dealing with that. And then the lady, my former MIL, looked at me and said, I hope you know that you're not going to use that tummy as it is and stay in my son's house. You have to do something about it. Ha! I looked at her. Words failed me. But then I looked at her tummy. And I knew that I had hope, baby. I mean, if you were still valuable where you are, with what you got, mommy, don't worry about me. I'll be all right. Okay? So, now we go to what actress Nkechi said. Shame being the reason why women are going to lay down their lives to change their butt. Hey, I think we should be more honest than that, really. Maybe the shame spoke to some body dysmorphia that the person was already having. Okay, but it's not the shame. You see, shame is external until it becomes internal. You see, when they say you can't shame the shameless, this is what it means. It means the shame stays outside. I'm not bringing it into my house. I'm not giving it space. Okay? Shame has to speak to something that was already inside of you, that was seeing yourself as less valuable, less beautiful, less important, or something. So it's actually how you perceive yourself that is the main thing before the shaming comes to just put fire to that fuel. So we long for a world where men will stop shaming women. I know I said men because men do this a lot. It's men, more men, that are body shaming women. It's more men that are marriage shaming women. It's more men that are doing the shaming of women than women. So we long for a world where men will not shame women. But hello, while we are talking about the lion in the streets, can we talk about how to make sure that the lion doesn't get to us? Can we talk about how to stay away from the lion, how to keep safe from the lion? First of all, you have to preserve yourself first before you start to look at the external things that could affect you. So first, it begins with your self-image. Where I am now, I'll be honest with you, it has taken me a while. And you know, because women's bodies change over time. We're changing during puberty, we're changing during pregnancy, we're changing during childbirth, we're changing during nursing, we're changing throughout the monthly cycles, we're changing during perimenopause and menopause. Baby, women are shape shifters. Okay, so we're constantly changing, and if your self-image is affected by what is happening around you, it's gonna be a problem. See, I know it's harder if you're actually living with a person who attacks your mental health and body shames you. That one is a whole lot different. But when an outsider body shames you, see, it should be like water off a duck. Really, where I am in the last, let me say, 5 years, I've come to terms with the sags and the flabs that I have, and I love every contour, dimple, bump I got, because they all tell the story of my journey. And I know it does take some time for women to mature into these things, but if this helps any woman out there, see, you are more than what somebody's shaming you about. If it's something you can do something about, if it's a little extra care here or there, a little tender loving care with it, please do it. But if you need to lay down your life to cut it, to add up, then really think about what is motivating you. And if you're being honest with yourself, it may not be just what people say. It really is about how you see yourself. So yeah, those are my thoughts about it. So I'll see you another time. Ciao.